All right, hi everybody. So my name is Kaylin and I am doing my presentation on the Europa Clipper mission. Sorry my camera is really bad. Hopefully it's okay. This is also my second time recording this because the first time I guess my microphone wasn't on, so hopefully it goes better the second time. Okay, so first off, we're just going to do a bit of an introduction to Europa. What is Europa? Why are we sending a mission there? So this is Europa. It is one of Jupiter's moons, part of the Jovian system, which is what we call that. It is one out of 80 moons that we have discovered so far. There are probably more, but that's as many as we have. It's about the same size as Earth's moon, just I think it's a little smaller. In the picture, you can see there's an arrow pointing to it. Those are the other four largest ones. So the composition of Europa, it has a surface of mainly water ice, not any other kind of ice. And we are like 99% certain that there is a water ocean underneath that crust. And it is thought to have twice as much water as Earth's oceans, which is really crazy. It's also a lot deeper. And we know our oceans are pretty deep, and it's more than double that depth. It was discovered by Galileo in January of 1610. This was over 100 years before three of the other planets in our solar system. So Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, though Pluto is a dark planet. So yeah, why are we sending a mission there? This is a quote from the Clipper mission website. It says, Clipper is being crafted with one overarching goal, determine if Europa harbors conditions suitable for life. And then with the mission, there are three main science objectives. And the first one is to determine the thickness of the icy shell on Europa and how the ocean interacts with the surface. Like, is there kind of volcanic activity out? Like, how does the surface change and grow in interaction with the ocean? Investigate Europa's composition. Is it suitable for life? Is there already life? Kind of what's going on there. And then characterize the geology of Europa and also the surrounding air. So they're going to take particles from the air. They're going to try and test and see what's kind of going on. So what will Clipper, the actual spacecraft, do? It's going to launch in October of 2024. So in 2 years, it's going to follow a Mars-Earth gravity assist trajectory as it leaves. So it's going to kind of spiral out and out and out until it gets out into the orbit of Jupiter. So it will be traveling through our solar system for 5.5 years before it arrives at Jupiter in April of 2030. And then as it goes around the surface, it's going to perform nearly 50 flybys, and it's going to go as low as 16 miles above the surface. And it's going to fly over a different location each time it goes around to try and scan almost the entire moon. It's going to get measurements of the internal ocean, map the surface composition and geology, hunt for plumes of water vapor that could be coming out of the icy crust. Okay, so about Clipper itself, the actual spacecraft. It's going to be the largest spacecraft that NASA has ever designed for a planetary mission. It's going to be 16 feet tall and then have a span once it's fully extended of over 100 feet. The reason for this is because Jupiter is so far from the sun, it needs a lot of solar arrays to be able to collect energy so that the spacecraft can keep running. So it is the first NASA mission that is designed exclusively for a moon that is not ours. All the electronics are going to be in a vault. And the reason for this is not so that like it's protected from thieves or anything, but because there's a lot of radiation surrounding Europa, and they need to be able to keep the electronics from getting corrupted by that. There's going to be 10 instruments, and these aren't the actual names of them, just what they do. So they're going to have a camera and spectrometer, ice penetrating radar, magnetometer, plasma sensors, gravity investigation, thermal cameras, and then dust analyzers and mass spectrometers. So yeah, a lot of cool tools. Why Clipper? So this is a quote from one of the main project scientists, and he says, if there is life on Europa, it almost certainly was completely independent from the origin of life on Earth. That would mean the origin of life must be pretty easy throughout the galaxy and beyond. This is a really cool quote because right now we only have one point of reference for how life evolves and how life forms. That is our Earth. So when we're speculating about the universe, we can only use that point of reference. If we are able to have a second point, which could be Europa, that would give us a lot more insight into how life forms and what life is and what it means, not just here, but throughout the universe. So yeah, and that's a really cool project poster that they have. All right, so timeline, what are they doing now? What have they done? They began assembly in early 22, and then in June, they finished the main body, which is what you see there in that picture. They have already installed the thermal emission imaging instruments and then the ultraviolet spectrograph tools. They finished construction on the plasma instrument and then the imaging system, and those are yet to be put on the body. They have next up, they're going to be making the electronics bolt. And then by the end of 2022, they're hoping to have most of the flight hardware and everything kind of done so that they can spend 2023 and then 2024 at the full launch testing, make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible. All right, so to summarize, this mission is going to change everything we know about life in our solar system, hopefully. It's going to launch in 2024, which is really soon. We'll be able to see the progress over the course of our lifetimes, which is really awesome. So I hope that you guys get excited for the Clipper mission. I know I am, even more so than I already was. So yeah. To learn more, these are some of the links that I used. I especially recommend the first one. It is a 3D interaction with Clipper. So you can go around it, click on each of the different tools, and it will tell you more about what they do, why they're there. So yeah, pretty cool. Thanks for listening to me, and I'm really excited to hear your questions.